Stop number 21 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Indianapols Motor Speedway for the Dan Wheldon 400 at the Brickyard. And I was going to do that race in Las Vegas, but because I forgot all about that, I decided to do it here at the Brickyard. But I will move the Dan Wheldon 400 to Las Vegas next week, or next season, I should say. It's me in seasons forward. Excuse me. On the pole for the race is Adam Chambers. Alongside of him in the 26 is Derek Walker. Road 2 has Alexander Dawson and Josh Sears. Road 3, an all-female row, Ann Batson in the 3, and Ashley Sears, our championship leader, in the 24. Row 4, Skyland Carlson and Johnny Gardner. Row 5, Dylan Poteet and Josh Osborne. Row 6, Keith Batson and Michael Dawson. Row 8 has 7 has Aaron Reed and Mike Becker. Row 8, Zed Weinstein and Jasmine Acosta. Row 9, Jake Sears and Trey Campbell. Row 10 has Zach Carlson and Charles Jackson. And there you see the field coming down through the third. Coming down the front straightaway here in double file formation. This race usage tends to be a wild and woolly race at the Brickyard. And the pace car comes down through pit road, and the green flag waves, and boogity, boogity, boogity! Derek Walker beats Adam Chambers to the line. It's about this point where we usually see our first wreck. Right here. And we got trouble down the backstretch. We'll check on that a little bit later. And let's focus in right here because that's where your second wreck usually happens. Not this time. And there's coming out of turn number 4. 3 wide, racing to the line. Derek Walker, I believe, won the race back to the yellow flag. Yes, he did. Over Adam Chambers, Skyland Carlson in 3rd, Ann Batson in 4th, and Alexander Dawson in 5th. Josh Sears in the crash. There's Matthew Rodriguez, he was also in it. Lap 1's usually when our big one happens at the Brickyard. 1 lap after a green flag or restart. Josh Sears was on the outside of his sister Ashley right here. In this case, come out turn number 2. Ashley Sears blatantly turns Dylan Poteet. Josh gets pinned around like a pinball. Now watch Dylan, I think in the 94. Yeah, Dylan Poteet on his roof, sliding down the backstretch on the grass, and there's oh my goodness. Rolls over a couple times nicely. Jacob Rodriguez, also both the Rodriguez brothers in the crash. That's not. I say Dylan Poteet's not giving Ashley Sears a Christmas card after this. From Dylan Poteet's car, watch this rambunctious ride. Sputtering spark plugs. Not a pretty ride for Dylan Poteet. Flips over 3 times, and the way he got in the grass reminded me a lot of Casey Atwood back at Daytona in a Busch race in 1999. Except that crash happened coming to the white flag, if I recall correctly. But just several. Yeah, look at that. John Acosta, apparently he got hit very well. Eric Webler's in this crash too. Ryan Acosta in the 4. Yeah, Matthew Rodriguez, he's done for today. So is Josh Sears, part of that Sears team. Jake and Ashley are still in. But Derek Walker apparently pitted, so Skyland Carlson is going to be your leader of the race with Johnny Gardner in 2nd position. Josh Osborne in 3rd, Zed Weinstein in 4th, and Aaron Reed in 5th. After 4 laps into the race. I don't know if we're going to get we may get the green next time by. Yep, pace car lights are off. Let's see what happens there. They're now coming out of turn number 4. The rest of the top 10, Michael Dawson, Mike Becker, Jake Sears, Zach Carlson, and Fred Christopher, the top 10 in this race. Skyland Carlson in the number 21, our Pocono winner of the spring race at Pocono. She's going to lead them down with Johnny Gardner running 2nd right now, lap number 6. Pole speed for this race, a blistering 192 miles an hour. Johnny Gardner trying the inside lane on Skyland Carlson, and she hits the wall. Oh, Zed Weinstein is around in a 70. Here we go. Skyland Carlson is in the lead. Keith Bassett, Jasmine Acosta, Jack Richards, Jack Ramesson, Dougie Shears. Several cars involved. Jacob Rodriguez again, Trey Campbell, Hunter Carlson, Derek Walker, and Ann Batson apparently spun along with Jake Sears. Let's look at what happened there. I don't know if Ann really spun or not. She might have tried to avoid the crash. That was a horrible crash there, and it started with the car of Zed Weinstein in a 70. He's a 2-time winner. He gets hit from Josh Osborne blatantly. Josh Osborne hits the walls and goes into Zed Weinstein. Jake Sears was in this crash. And everybody gets strewn all over the place. Look at this. Jack Ramesson, Jeremy Doobie, and Batson barely gets through the crash. Several cars. Ashley Sears might have got into this crash too in the 24. If that's the case, then our championship leader's in trouble. She might have escaped with no injury or no injury. Blech. This is a game. Nobody gets hurt in a game. She might escape with no damage at all in her number 24. Well, she was right in the middle of this whole thing. Let's go on board. Let's ride along with Ashley as to what happened. Let's go on board with Ashley Sears. She lets off the throttle. She's following Jack Richards. She nailed Jack Richards in the back end. Yeah, Ashley's got some damage to her car, I believe. Yep, her 24 is all creased in. And as a matter of fact, that is going to knock her out of the race as well, too. Our championship leader in big trouble here at the Brickyard 400. And they have scored Ashley Sears out of the race. And with Johnny Gardner still in, that's going to be major trouble. Jacob Rodriguez, I think, was 2nd in points, so he's out of the race too. Charles Jackson leads the race right now with Eric Webler second. Guess, and look at this, guys. 11 cars are still in the race. Over half the field wiped out. And we're back to green flag racing. And oh, another crash! This time it's Eric. Oh my sputtering spark plugs. Eric Webler up and over. Dougie Shears in it as well. Under yellow again at the Brickyard. Sorry guys, we are not getting any racing action here at the Indy like we did in the Busch Nationwide Series. Last race on the tour, like we did here in the Busch Nationwide Series. Let's look at what happened to Eric Webler in the 5. Charles Jackson hits the wall. Eric Webler gets nailed by Fred Christopher in the 68. Now watch this. Michael Dawson's going to barely avoid him. Yeah, Dougie Shears sends Eric Webler up and over. Jeremy Doobie did a great job missing that crash. Eric Webler's had fast cars. He just hadn't had much luck in getting him on making him finish the race. This is real time. Yeah, and it was a wonder why Jeremy Doobie didn't get any damage in this crash. Dougie Shears, horrible season for him so far. Charles Jackson's leader of the race was Skyland Carlson second. And that, by the way, knocked both Eric and Dougie out of the race. Eric Webler scored as a piston problem. Dougie Shears with a sort of... How many cars are left in this race, you ask? 9 cars are just left in the race, amazingly. And guess what? We're going to get a 1-lap dash to the checkered flag. Charles Jackson looking for his first win. Skyland Carlson for her second. Adam Chambers, Mike Becker, Aaron Reed, then Fred Christopher, Michael Dawson, Jeremy Doobie, and Johnny Gardner. That's just your cars left in the race. And Charles Jackson gets a good start. Green and white are both out here at the Brickyard. Who's going to win the Brickyard 400? Or shall we say the Dan Wheldon 400 at the Brickyard? Skyland Carlson closing in. Charles Jackson leads him down to the second turn. And here comes Skyland to the inside of Charles Jackson. Skyland Carson's around! Mike Becker to the inside of Charles Jackson for the lead, and he's got it with the help of Aaron Reed. Now can Mike Becker hold him off? Aaron Reed sticks his nose to the inside of Mike Becker. Aaron Reed has stuck Mike Becker in the wall. Aaron Reed out of the lead. Here comes Skyland. Here comes Adam Chambers to the lead. And I believe Chambers is going to take it. He does. Adam Chambers has won the Dan Wheldon 400 at the Brickyard. Unbelievable. Final lap of racing at Indy. Just incredible. I'm starting to sound like freaking Kyle Petty here. Wow. Unbelievable finish at the Brickyard. If the fans didn't get their money's worth in that last lap, I don't know what. Average speed, not much of an average speed, 83.5 miles an hour, but Adam Chambers, his second win of the season. Aaron Reed, I thought he had that one, and I thought Mike Becker had it won. Then Charles Jackson. Neither one of the three did. Aaron Reed second, Mike Becker third, Charles Jackson fourth. Skyland Carlson I thought was going to make the pass for the win. She come in fifth. Top 5 cars within 4/10. Top 5 cars within less than a half a second. Unbelievable. Michael Dawson 6th, Jeremy Doobie 7th, Fred Christopher 8th, Johnny Gardner the last car to finish in 9th, 6.7 seconds back. That's how crazy the last lap was. Eric Webber with a piston problem finishes 10th. Then Dougie Shears, Alexander Dawson, Ashley Sears, Zach Carlson, and Jasmine Acosta the top 15. Look at 10th on down to 32nd out of the race. In the last several cars, Josh Sears with a valve problem, John Acosta with a piston problem, Matthew Rodriguez had a clutch problem, Dylan Pote with a crash. A lot of them out with a crash. Yeah, no reason. Kind of wonder why. But Adam Chambers survives the Indy Demo Derby that was the Dan Wheldon 400 at the Brickyard. Adam Chambers takes the win in that race. Survives the drama, no doubt. After 21 of 36 races, Ashley Sears still holds on to the lead, with Johnny Gardner now back up to second. Adam Chambers up to third in the points now. Keith Batson fourth. Alexander Dawson fifth. Derek Walker, Ian Batson. Jacob Rodriguez drops from second to eighth in the points. Then Mike Becker and Zed Weinstein the top 10. Jasmine Acosta, Eric Weber, Trey Campbell, Josh Osborne, our Season 2 champ. Josh Sears in 15th position. Dylan Poteet, our Season 1 champ, in 16th position. He's trying to make a little charge here. Aaron Reed up to 17th in points. Michael Dawson, Zach Carlson, and Skyland Carlson the top 20. Then Charles Jackson down in 32nd spot. Several of them. Next race on the tour will be at Watkins Glen International for the Hell of a Good Sour Cream Dips of the Glen.